What's up, y'all? Ron Peter OG here with some prize picks. Today's date is 8/8/2022. We're going to look at some props that I like tonight from the total base section. First player we're looking at tonight is going to be Vladimir Guerrero, Toronto. His prop on the night is 1.5. I just overall like this guy tonight. Let's check him out over here. Let's go down to Guerrero. We're looking at him on props cash right now. He's hit 1.5 total bases, 47, 50 out of 107 times this season, which is 47%. Against Baltimore, the team they're playing tonight, he's hit it 75% of the time in 4 games. Let's look at his last 10. His last 10, he's hit it 60% of the time. Has a decent matchup against the pitcher tonight. If we look at him on the bat, I think he's pretty heavy. I think he's up around the bat has him around 2.42 total bases for the night with 10.86 fantasy points. He is one of my highest ranked players for the night. Let's look at him again on props cash over here. See how he's done against this pitcher. 6 plate appearances against the pitcher, 1 home run, 1 RBI. So he's 1 for 6 against the pitcher. That's not that great, but the one hit he does have is a home run, which is good. Let's look at him over here. Let's see. Books got him pretty even on each side. You're gonna get the value on each side. Nothing staggering here. But I like Guerrero tonight. I think Guerrero goes over the prop of 1.5 total bases for tonight. Second player I'm looking at is going to be from the New York Yankees, and it's going to be Aaron Hicks. His prop on the night is 0.5 total bases. And let's look at Hicks over here on props cash. Let's bring him down to 0.5 total bases. He's hit that 42 out of 96 times this season. That's 44%. Let's look at his against Seattle. In the 3 games against Seattle, he hasn't had any bases. Nope. Let's look at his last 10. If he played all these games, let's look at his last 30. He has a 10% hit rate in his last 10 games. Let's look a little bit more at Hicks. He had 3 total bases yesterday. Let's look at what the bat got him at. Got him at 1.16 total bases, 5.72 fantasy points. See where he's at in the lineup. Looks like he's batting 6 in the lineup. And let's look at Hicks a little bit more here. Get a little bit more information about him. Yeah, it just looks like he's been slumping real bad. He hasn't got on base in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games prior to yesterday. So let's hope he's out of his slump. That was 5 games that he did not get on base at all. He did have a big day yesterday where he had 3 hits, scored 2 runs in 4 at bats. Let's hope that continues today against Seattle. Let's see what it looks like over here for pitcher he's facing today. Hicks is 0-2 versus the pitcher he's facing today. But I think he's going to go over the 0.5 total bases tonight. He looks like he is a pretty heavy favorite in a lot of the books. Let's look at him on DraftKings. Aaron Hicks. Let's look at total bases. It's minus 130 plus 100. So I'm going with over the prop of 0.5 total bases. Another player to look at, if you want to take a player from the Yankees, would be Aaron Judge. I think he may go over his prop of 1.5 total bases tonight. So the third player I'm going to look at tonight is going to be from Arizona. And it's going to be let's go to the bat and look at him. There's no information popping up for him on Props Cash, so we're going to look at him on the bat. It's going to be Geraldo Perdomo. Bat got him at 1.13 total bases for the night, 6.07 fantasy points. Pretty heavy favorite with the books to go over. At least he was earlier today. Yeah, minus 135 plus 100. Maybe some value in that plus 100. Let's look at him, look at his last few games here. We can view that from RotoWire. I'm sorry, from so let's look at him on RotoWire. He's batting last in lineup. Didn't play yesterday. That was one of the things that intrigued me about him. He had a bad game before that. Prior to that, he was pretty steady. Did not play yesterday. Only 2 at-bats the prior game. The game before that, 4 at-bats. Got on base, scored a run. Prior to that, got on base, scored a run, and had a home run. Prior to that, he had went 2 games without getting on base. And let me see, I don't think he has any previous at-bats against the pitcher he is facing tonight. Let's look at that. He's facing Tyler Beatty, who's 1-1 with a 3.89 ERA, and I don't think he has any at-bats against him, but let's make sure. Nope, no at-bats against him. I think Geraldo is in a good position to go over tonight. Over 0.5 total bases. Again, the bat got him at 1.13, 6.07 fantasy points. I like when the bat or fantasy labs have them, predicted over 6 fantasy points. And fantasy labs got him at 6.37. So I like Geraldo Perdomo to go over 0.5 total bases for tonight. So, hey, look at my picks, check your picks, see what you like. I have a system that I go by, a couple things put in place that, if they meet this criteria, I'm going to very seriously look at these players and I'm going to make a decision on them. My stuff doesn't come through all the time. This is sports, nothing is guaranteed. But I like the results I'm getting from my system. So those are 3 picks today for players, props for total bases. Go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and suggest to others. All those things would be greatly appreciated. Get all my plays. We'll get all the player props that I like each night over on Patreon. But that's all I have for today. This is Ron P, the OG. Into the next video. Peace.